Hello, welcome to the University of Alabama. We believe that the next 4 years will be an exciting and productive chapter in your life. We are looking forward to meeting you during your upcoming Bama Bound orientation session. During that time, you will have an opportunity to meet with an academic advisor during your first college visit, and then you will register for classes during your second college visit. To ensure that your registration goes smoothly, we have created this short video. Let's get started. The scheduling feature on MyBama is easy to learn, and you will be using it throughout the rest of your time here at the University of Alabama. I can honestly say that I wish they had had something like this when I registered at my orientation over 30 years ago. In those days, we lined up at Coleman Coliseum and we each took a turn registering for the semester from a single desktop computer. But again, that was many years ago. The procedure that we now have in place is much faster and easier. During College Visit 2, you will be brought to a computer lab where you will log into the system and register for your classes for the upcoming semester. It will be important to bring your registration worksheet and your degree audit check sheet to this visit. You will receive both of these documents from your advisor during College Visit 1. Many students like to take pictures of these documents and then leave the hard copies elsewhere, but it is important to bring the actual documents. An advisor might need to review them if you need another suggestion for a class. A few minutes before College Visit 2 begins, the university will begin opening seats in several core classes. So, you shouldn't worry if you look up your suggested courses after College Visit 1 and they are all closed. However, the university is only going to open just enough seats for the students who are attending Bama Bound at that time. That being said, it is highly important that you use your time wisely and efficiently schedule your classes, or you could end up with a fall schedule where all of your classes begin either at 8 a.m. or sometime in the late afternoon. Obviously, that is not an ideal schedule, and we are now going to discuss how to avoid that from happening. First, we are going to discuss how to register for courses through MyBama. During your College Visit 2, we recommend using Add or Drop Classes option due to the large amount of people who will also be registering at that time. First, you will log into MyBama with your username and password. Make sure you also have your phone with you because you will need to confirm your identity through Duo. Go to the Student tab, expand the registration link to reveal the various options, and then click Add or Drop Classes. On the next page, you will select the term for the upcoming semester that you plan to attend. This will take you to the Add or Drop Classes screen. In the bottom left corner, click Class Search. You will then look up the prefix for your first class. If you are a freshman, it will most likely be EN 101 English Composition. You have the option of scrolling down to the EN section, but I also want to tell you about a shortcut. If you click on any prefix in the Lookup Classes menu and then type the letters EN very quickly on your keyboard, you will go directly to the EN list of classes. Once you have located the prefix EN, click on this option and the next page will list all of the courses with an EN prefix. In other words, these are all of the English classes. Click View Sections for English 101. This will take you to all of the class options for EN 101. On the left side of the screen, you will either see an open box or the letter C. You can only register for the course when you see an open box because C means that the section has closed. If you see SR instead of an open box, that means that registration has not yet started. If it is time to register, then I recommend clicking the refresh button. When registering for your classes, you will need to choose a section that has a campus code of MA. That means that the section is designated for main campus students. If you would like to explore an online option, then you will need to choose a section that has a campus code of OLM. That means that this is an online section designated for main campus students. If you attempt to register for an online class and receive the error message, "Campus code restriction prevents registration," then you will need to register for a different section. The advisors will not be able to give you an override for that section. Once you have chosen your preferred section of EM 101, scroll down and click Register at the bottom of the page. This should immediately take you back to the Add or Drop Classes page. If you have successfully registered for your chosen section, it will say Web Registered. There won't be a need to click Submit Changes at the bottom of the page. If you receive some kind of error message, you should immediately click the Back button and quickly choose a different section. You are now ready to register for the remainder of your classes. For most of your classes, the process will be the same as EM 101. You will only need to choose a specific section of a course and then click Register. This will be the case with most fine arts, social behavioral sciences, and humanities classes, but some classes will require you to register for a lecture and something else as well. For the 100 level history classes, you will need to register for a lecture that meets twice a week and a recitation that meets once a week. Once you have checked a lecture time and a recitation time, you can then click Register at the bottom of the page. For many of the natural sciences, you will need to select a lecture time and a lab time before you can click Register. COM 123, Public Speaking, will require a lecture time and a lab time. As you are completing your schedule, we encourage you to review Week at a Glance during College Visit 2. You can access this page by clicking on Return to Menu on the Add or Drop Classes page. You will then see Week at a Glance in the middle of the list of options. The first day of class will typically begin on a Wednesday, so click Next Week to view your entire weekly schedule. Keep in mind that online classes will be listed at the bottom of the page. Before you leave the lab, we encourage you to ask an advisor to review your weekly schedule. We are all familiar with this campus, and we can tell you with certainty if it is possible to travel from one building to another in less than 10 minutes. In the event that you need to drop a section of a class and add a different section, on the Add or Drop Classes page, you will need to access the drop-down menu for the course under Action. Select Drop, Delete, and then click Submit Changes. You should then expeditiously add another section. In the event that you do need to drop and add a couple of classes during College Visit 2, make sure there is availability in the section that you want before you drop the section that you have. You will most likely have 5 or 6 classes in your upcoming schedule. By adding them one at a time and checking Week at a Glance when needed, you should have a convenient schedule in place within just a few minutes. The advisors and the Avanis will be there if you have any questions or concerns. In working with the Bama Bound orientations over the past several years, we have seen students accidentally slow down their registration for various reasons. This could lead to you not getting the most convenient days and times for your selected classes. We are now going to discuss some things to avoid during College Visit 2. Many students prefer to check the online reviews of an instructor before they register for each class. This will slow down your registration process, so we don't encourage doing this. Besides, this is the University of Alabama. You can be assured that all of the instructors at this university are competent and well qualified. We have seen some students look up each class and enter each CRN number on the Add or Drop Classes page. Then, once they have entered the CRN numbers for their chosen classes, they click Submit Changes. The problem here is that it might be 20 or 30 minutes since you have chosen your first couple of classes, and since you didn't register for them at the time, they have since closed. Entering the CRN numbers for all of your chosen courses might be a good option when you are a junior or senior, but not at Bama Bound. Schedule Builder will be another good option in later semesters, but we don't recommend using this at Bama Bound. Again, by the time you have chosen each class and clicked Register, a couple of sections might already be full. As I said earlier, it is always best to go ahead and register for a section of a class once you have chosen the best day and time. From there, you can build your schedule gradually in just a few minutes. Some students like to write down the classes they intend to take in a notebook while they are registering. This will also slow down your registration. A better strategy is to consult with Week at a Glance on a regular basis throughout this process. We have also seen students try to coordinate their schedules with other students who happen to be attending Bama Bound. The problem here is by the time 3 or 4 people have reached a consensus as to the best day and time to take English 101, several other classes have already closed. The advisors and the Avanis are committed towards helping you put together your best schedule, so feel free to ask for help during this process. We look forward to working with you over the next 4 years. Take care always, and roll tide.